Hey guys, how you doing? Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Here we are once again, week after week. You guys keep watching, so I keep doing it, and that's fine with me. Cheers. Got my barley wine here. Beautiful, beautiful beer. Oh man, this beer has lasted me a lot longer than normal because it's strong. You can only have a few of them, but I've been drinking some other beers as of late, and we can talk about that. And I've also got I want to show you some audio equipment that I've purchased, and that one piece of equipment I actually got today, and just a bit of a story there. So, interesting Homebrew Wednesday. Let's get to it. Cheers. Oh my goodness. That is my barley wine. So listen, I spent the last week tasting beers from other participants in the SJ Pour Challenge. So I have recorded every single tasting on camera. This camera here. And I will be posting these on YouTube. I already put one up, so you saw that. If you're interested in watching them, there they are. And we'll be putting the rest of them up in the near future, of course. And I'm getting a pretty good score on my beers so far. You know, I don't know if I'm going to make it into the finals or not. But I don't care. I mean, it'd be great if I did, but if I don't, we won't be disappointed if I don't, because then I don't have to bottle the rest of that beer. I can just drink it. So either way is good for me. Listen, I have had a couple of these, and they are strong, so forgive me if I'm a little tipsy, but that's what it's all about. So, you know, when I tasted these beers, there was 10 beers that I got sent from the challenge, the SJ Pour Challenge, because there was only 11 of us in Canada that actually participated. So, you know, 11 minus me is 10, right? I don't need to taste my own beer. And so I got the beers, and I've been reviewing them, and I'm finished now. I've done all my reviews and scoring. And I have to say, there's some pretty damn good beers in there. I have to tell you, man, just wow. It's amazing that us folks can make such great beer. There was one or two of them that were made from beer kits, like extract plus grains, whatnot, like sort of like this one is. Like, I mean, look at that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Extract plus grains and add your own hops and whatnot. I mean, I don't know. You tell me there's something wrong with the way that looks. The appearance, 3. But that's not the one I sent into the challenge. Some really great beers sent in, and I wanted to mention this too. Hang on a second, I have to find it now. Where is it? Oh, it's down here. Sorry. One of the beers that was sent was this one here. Actually, I can show you the labels. NA177CA. That was the the code that he got. And this was bottled with a screw-off cap, which is something that we generally don't recommend. Bottling beers with a screw-off cap, or twist off. That's probably better. But I went back and I looked at my scoring on this beer, and there was no mention of, I didn't mention anything about lack of carbonation. So this person is having success with using screw-off bottles, or sorry, twist-off bottles, and with homebrew. I get that question a lot, actually. Can I use standard twist-off beer bottles for my homebrew? And my answer usually is no, I wouldn't do it, because I have 2 bottle cappers that I've used over the years. One of them is like a World War II bottle capper. I mean, it's really old. And the other one is a more modern, you know, with the red, you know, they're both floor models, so you crank them down like that. You don't do this with them. You actually have the lever. And with the older one, I could never use twist-off bottles because they wouldn't make a good seal. With the newer one, I had some success with that, using twist-off bottles. So it kind of depends on your capper. You know, how tight it you know, makes the caps go around the mouth of the bottle. If it's, you know, doing it really tight, then you can probably successfully use the twist-off bottles. So you just have to try it with your capper. So, you know, next time you do a brew, do like, you know, 3 or 4 twist-off caps with your capper, or bottles, I mean, and see if it works. And if they all work, then you're probably fine. But I didn't have success with it myself, with the old capper. And limited success with the new capper. So that is the answer to that question. But most of the other bottles I got were non-twist-off bottles and/or PET plastic bottles, which are easier to ship, obviously. So I really enjoy doing the tastings. Great to taste all these different beers. You know, I've received a lot of beers in the mail over the years from YouTube viewers. And so I've been able to, you know, taste a lot of home brews already. So it was a little less, I guess, exciting for me than it might have been for others. But I still had a great time doing it. And, you know, there's a difference between, I mean, I rated these beers honestly. When I get beers in the mail from people who just send them to me, I appreciate it so much that, you know, I'm going to drink the beer, I'm going to make a YouTube video, I'm going to give them a shout out, and I'm going to make the best of it and enjoy the beer. I'm not looking for scores or, you know, what you could have done better or, you know, what's wrong with it or anything like that. I'm just enjoying the fact that someone sent one or a few beers to me and I'm drinking them and enjoying them, you know, on camera and giving the person a shout out. So that's different than doing a challenge like this, because when you're scoring beers, you really have to pay attention to everything. You've got to look at the negatives. You've got to say, hey, this beer has a weird, you know, off flavor, or this beer has, you know, lack of carbonation or whatever. So, you know, 2 different camps there. You know, you get free beers from somebody and, you know, they want you to try them. You're not going to look for the negatives. You're going to drink that beer. You're going to do a YouTube video. You're going to, you know, shout out, give them a shout out and say, thank you so much. I'm enjoying this beer. And you're not looking for negative things. But this chair, I swear, I keep saying I'm going to oil it. I keep forgetting. Jeez. Because I move around when I talk. But with the challenge, yeah, you gotta look for, you know, ways of scoring the beer and make sure that you look at the things that could be wrong with it, or things that where they lose marks and whatnot. So I was very honest with my SJ Pour ratings. Now, with that said, I, you know, gave out quite a lot of high scores, because, you know what, they were great beers. Most of them were just great beers, you know. And I don't have what I call a picky palate. You know, there's people out there, they drink something and drink a beer, they go, oh, I don't like it, I don't like this, it's, you know, this, that, whatever. With food, it's like, you know, oh, I can't eat that, I don't like chicken, I don't like, you know. See, I'm not like that. I'm very, very open to tasting things, and I'm not well, I'm not picky, is basically what I'm trying to tell you. So, but anyways, the bottom line is, I put my marks in, put my scores in. I was as honest as I could possibly be, and I hope that good luck to everybody who joined the challenge, and you know, may the top 3 best beers win. And I'm not sure I'm going to be in that top 3. Maybe, maybe not. Not bothered by it. It's okay. It's all fun. So, see what's going on here. Not really brewing too much right now. Actually, right now, I've got one hell of a mess, which you can't see, but there is a mess. And I've got records all over the place. I've got my audio rack is pulled out, which is where the camera is right now, sitting on top of that. I got you know, a bunch of things going on, rewiring some stuff, and it's making it so that the basement right in this area is just a disaster. I'm climbing over things and stuff, so it's a lot of work, and that's why this Homebrew Wednesday is kind of just a quick kind of a one-take thing, because I really do have to get back to getting this all back in order. Plus editing the SJ Pour Challenge videos and whatnot too. You know, I want to make them sort of interesting if I can, and quick and concise. I don't want them to be long. What's going on back in the brewing area? Well, I got just some wine going, some California Red, same as what I've been drinking recently, and a Cooper's IPA. I was going to put hops in it because I've got a lot of hops. I'm going to show you this. Somebody who watches my broadcast often calls himself Mr. Canada on my show, and he calls in, and he's always welcome to call in every week, which he often does. He sent me a shitload of hops. Okay, I mean, I've got. I don't want to pull them all out because that means I have to clean them all up. But we've got there's some Columbus there. What's this one here? Galaxy. Oh my God, Galaxy again. What's this one here? This one's Crystal malts or hops, and New Zealand Pacific. Oh geez, here I'll just put them down. So here I got some Summit. How long do you have? Because I've got lots here. There's tons. There's Willamette. There's what's that one? Soechi Ace. How do you pronounce that? I don't know if you can see it because I've got my aperture set. Oh my, there's just tons. Hops everywhere. All kinds of packages of these things. More Columbus, more U.S. Fuggle, Centennial. I mean, it goes on and on and on. I mean, there's still tons of hops in there, and a bunch of a few packages of yeast as well. Got some Nottingham here and some US-05, whatnot. What's this one here? This one's a EKG, East Kent Goldings hop. Goes on and on. So I want to thank Mr. Canada. Let's put that down there for a bit, clean that up later, for sending me those hops. Put them in the freezer. I got more hops than I know what to do with. I'm gonna have to be making some IPAs and stuff like that. So, so the Cooper's IPA I have going on back there, I didn't add any hops to it because I didn't have these sorted out, and I didn't have figure out what I was going to do with it. So I just threw it down quick. So I've got some beer after this is done. Because you don't want to be not have any home brew, right? Especially in my country where it's as expensive as all get out. So that's why we make our own mostly up here. I have a Mexican cerveza, probably the last one I'm going to make this year, ready to go. I'm going to make that probably tomorrow. Again, just a quick Cooper's thing. But I do have, as the fall and winter set in, I'm going to have lots more time to brew more all grain and stuff like that, and boil stuff and experiment. I want to do a ginger beer. I want to do. I'd love to try adding fruit to beer. Orange peel or lemon peel or something like that. You know, maybe the Mexican cerveza. I can do one of those and add some lemon zest or something like that, or lime or something like that. More experimentation I'd love to do. And of course I'll, you know, let you guys know what's going on with that. But that's basically it with the brewing side of things here in the dungeon. Yeah, things are slowing down. Summer's coming to an end. And I actually can't wait to start doing more brewing. Of course, I mentioned my Craig's Kitchen videos, and I'm not going to talk about that again because I already talked about it last week. I'm going to do ribs next. I have other things I want to do as well, so it's all going to happen. Summer is busy for me. And I'm just getting this all done. I'm not going to show you the mess that's... Well, maybe I should. No, you don't need to see it. It's all right. But I do want to end this video with a little bit of audio equipment talk. Stereo music, you know. We all grew up with music. These days people have, you know, iPods. Well, mine's buried in there somewhere. And iPhones and devices that we put the little earplugs in. I grew up with actual high-quality audio gear, which I don't have anymore, but I have been collecting some of it. And if you're interested, then I would like to show you some of the stuff that I have. If you're not interested, then you're welcome to stop, you know, the video now, and you've got your fix on the brewing side of things. But let me gas up for a sec. Jeez, I'll make this again. Powerful stuff. Okay, about a year ago, I went to a thrift store. It's called Value Village, and I want to show you. This is I don't know. I mean, sometimes I wonder if there's some planned thing that goes on in life that, you know, it's meant to be or something. But let's take the camera and let's focus in on the bottom one here. Actually, let me just make it a little brighter for you. Actually, the top one. We'll do the top one first. I was in Value Village and I saw this. It's a Nikko preamplifier, and I grabbed it. And the prices on it, you can't see it. Well, I can lower the... Okay, that's $14.99. That's how much it was. 15 bucks for this preamp, and it works. This is a high-end, relatively high-end preamplifier, and from the mid-'80s. You know, this is where you plug in your turntable, your tape deck, and, you know, your stuff. You see all the labels there. That's where you do all your switching and volume control and all that. And then, so I had that under my arm for $15 because I had an amplifier that had broken buttons on it, so I couldn't select phono, tape, you know, tuner, whatever. So I thought, well, if I buy this, then, you know, that will replace those functions. Well, then, a little further down the aisle, there was this. This is a power amplifier. It's 120 watts, which is a lot when you consider the way they measure wattage these days. Oh, it's 1,000 watts, you know. Yeah, whatever. This is real power here on this one. It's not a fake, you know, shitty little transformer and crappy little, you know, transistors and whatnot. But so this was $25. I think I can, if I can lift. You know, I don't know if you're gonna see it. You might be able to see the price on that. I think it was $24.99. $24.99. This thing was worth hundreds of dollars back in the day, and it's perfect. Look at how perfect that is. Beautiful condition. Works perfectly. Wonderful. Okay, so that's what I had. Now recently I decided, because I've got a turntable here and I bought a new stylus for my cartridge, and the stylus isn't quite as detailed as the one that came with the cartridge. It doesn't have quite as much high-end detail. So I thought, well, I should probably get myself an equalizer. So yesterday I went online on Kijiji and I thought, let me just see if anyone's selling an equalizer. You know, you never know. Well, a few blocks away from me, look at this. He said, make me an offer. That's what he said in his ad. You see, it matches all that. It's all a matching thing. And these are fairly high-end components. They're not, you know, Walmart crap. So I offered him $75 for this, and he said, "Yeah, awesome. I'll take that." So so there it is. So it all matches. All right, I'll bring my aperture back down so I can put my camera back where it was, over here. So he lives, you know, basically just a few blocks away down the street, you know, over and, you know, and so I walked down there, and there's this house that's surrounded in bushes. I should have filmed it, but you know, surrounded in bushes and trees, and I was like, oh my God, like how do I get in here? There's a little gate. I had to open the gate and go in and walk through. I could hardly see. It was all dark, you know, and he said, "Hey there, how you doing?" He invited me in. Come on in, you know. Now here's a guy who's probably about 70, anywhere between 70 and 75 years old. His wife is there too, and told me to sit down. And so, you know, he brought out the equalizer and said, "Here, I think this is what you're looking for." Blah blah blah. And I was looking at it, and he says, "I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go get changed," because he had just gotten in from working on his car. So he, you know, left me and sitting in this room, and I just thought to myself, this guy doesn't even know me. I mean, you know, he's left me in here all by myself. I could, like, you know, not that I would, but somebody could walk out of here with just about anything. Well, anyway, to make a long story short, he came back, and he sat down, he was talking to me, and he was, you know, saying this about speakers and turntables and stuff. He's pretty knowledgeable about audio stuff. And so he says, "Oh, by the way, I'm gonna drive you home. You know, I'm gonna take you home. I'm gonna give you a lift," because he knew I was walking, because I told him in the email that I would be walking down there to pick this thing up. So he said, "No, I'm gonna drive you home." I said, no, you don't have to, you know, because at this point I'm thinking, like, this is weird. Guy invites me into his home, leaves me all sitting by myself, you know, thinking, you know, trusting me that I'm not going to steal stuff. And now he's offering to drive me home. And, like, I offered him $75 for the equalizer. But when I went to the bank machine, you know, he only gives out 20s, right? So I had $80. So I figured, well, I'll just give him $80, you know. Who cares? $5. You know, I was glad to have the matching equalizer to you know, complete the set of components I have here. So I gave him the $80, and I said, "Here's 80, because I couldn't get, you know, anything smaller than $20 bills." Well, he handed me back a 20, and I said, "No. That's, please take the whole $80." He said, "No, I'm happy with $60. I'm fine with that. Thank you. I'm happy with that." And I was like, wow, I mean, this is too good to be true. Like, so then, you know, he says, "Okay, well, let's get going." So he led me out to the side of the house where his van was parked. And he's got this little motorhome style van. So he opens this big door, you know, and it says, "Step in." So I'm getting in this thing going, what the hell am I doing? I mean, I don't even know this guy. And so he's showing me the back, where there's the couches and all that. There's a little bathroom. He's done all this himself, you know. Little bathroom, there's a microwave and a heating system. You know, I mean, it's a beautiful little mobile home type thing. And I was like totally admiring this, because I would love to travel in one of these things, and just, you know, that'd be awesome. So he's showing me the microwave and the oven and you know, there's television and there's a stereo in there, and it's like, oh my God. And then So we sat down in the front so he could drive me home. And I said, you really don't have to do this, you know. And he said, no, it's fine. I just put new lights in here and I want to see what they look like at night. So, you know, I'm thinking to myself, because there was, you know, not that long ago, there was a weird incident where a guy bought something off Kijiji or Craigslist or something, I can't remember where, and you guys might have heard of this. And when he met the person who was buying it, they threw him into a truck, they drove away with him, and then they killed him. It was just a terrible thought. I don't know what, you know, happened, but they just, the guy, they killed him. So you can imagine what's going through my mind here in this situation. But he drove me home. I had my cell phone in my pocket. I knew what to do if something went wrong. And the first thing I did when I sat in the passenger seat was I looked for the door latch, so I could, you know, I knew how to get out if I had to. It was all for nothing, because he was the nicest, one of the nicest men I've ever met. His wife was pleasant, beautiful, you know, woman, you know, very nice to me on the phone when I called them. He dropped me off right to my door, and he handed me my equalizer, and he said, if there's ever anything wrong with that, just bring it back, and I'll give you your money back. So, I mean, the moral of the story is, there's so many great people in this world. There really is. I mean, Canadians are stereotypically known for being nice people. But this guy he was over the top. I mean, he was just so nice. He drove me home. I mean, that's the spirit. That is the spirit. You know, when you do things for people, it's a good feeling, because you're contributing you're contributing to humanity, to the universe, to the, you know, to whatever, to society. You're making somebody smile. And if you can only make one person smile, that's better than nothing. And with that, guys, I'm sorry this video might be a little bit long, but I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of my barley wine. Listen, if I can make you smile, that's important to me too. That's why I do this every week. That's why I do my live broadcast. That's why I make videos, because I like to bring something to people's lives if I can. And if it's positive, that's a good thing. I don't want to do negative stuff. It's not my style. And I think I should go. I'm rambling. Cheers. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, thumb up. If you want to buy a shirt, this isn't one of my shirts, but tgtshirts.com. I've got a website, craigfairway.com. My live broadcast is on Friday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on vonlive.tv/CraigTube. I have a different YouTube channel called Craig Talk. Instead of CraigTube, it's called Craig Talk. You subscribe to that, and subscribe. I'm getting slurry. I gotta go. Guys, take care. Be safe. Thanks for watching. See ya.